Have you ever received a text that said, "Hey, can you do me a quick favor?" And before you even think about whether you actually want to, your fingers are already typing. Sure, that was Maya. She was a person everyone knew they could count on. Need a ride? Call Maya. Need help moving? Call Maya. Need someone to listen to your problems at 2 in the morning? Call Maya. Maya was always there, but nobody knew one little secret. Maya was exhausted from being the person everyone could count on. One Saturday morning, Maya's phone buzzed. It was her cousin. "Hey Maya, are you free tonight? Can you pick me up from the airport?" Maya stared at the message. Technically, she was free, but after working all week, she had been looking forward to one quiet evening. Takeout, pajamas, a movie, no responsibilities, just peace. Her first thought was, "I really don't want to." Then came the second thought, "But what if she thinks I'm selfish?" Maya sighed and she typed, "Of course, no problem." The moment she hit send, she felt that unfamiliar little knot in her stomach. You know that feeling when your mouth says yes, but everything inside you is screaming no. A few minutes later, another message appeared. "You're the best. Oh, and could you help me move some boxes tomorrow?" Maya froze. Tomorrow? She had planned to rest. But somehow, in Maya's mind, rest didn't feel like a good enough reason to say no. She typed, "Yeah, sure, I can help." Then her cousin replied, "Thank you, I knew I could count on you." Maya stared at those words. "I knew I could count on you." Everyone likes hearing that. But Maya suddenly wondered, what if being dependable has become my problem? Next day, Maya showed up. 1 box, 2 boxes, 5 boxes. Hours passed. Her back hurt. She was hungry, exhausted, and nobody seemed to notice. Then someone called from inside the house, "Maya, can you grab a few more things from the car?" Something inside her snapped. She wanted to scream no, but instead she heard herself say, "Sure." She walked outside, closed the door, stood next to the car quietly. Then Maya whispered something that stopped her in her tracks. "Why am I angry at everyone when I'm the one who keeps saying yes?" And that question changed everything. Because nobody had forced Maya to come. Nobody had threatened her. Nobody had demanded that she help. She had volunteered. And suddenly Maya realized she wasn't just helping people, she was trying to avoid disappointing them. That night, Maya sat on her bed. Her phone buzzed again. Another message from her cousin. "Hey, sorry, one more thing. Could you watch the kids next weekend?" Maya stared at the screen. Her first instinct was to type sure. Her second instinct was to say yes and complain about it later. But this time she stopped. She asked herself, why am I so afraid to say no? Was she afraid her cousin would be angry? Afraid she'd think Maya was selfish? Afraid she wouldn't be needed anymore? And then Maya realized something uncomfortable. She had spent so much time trying to be liked that she had forgotten to ask herself what she actually wanted. So Maya tried something different. Instead of answering immediately, she put down the phone, took a breath, and eventually she typed, "I'm sorry, I can't this weekend. I need some time for myself." She stared at that message. Her thumb hovered over the send. Her heart started racing. What if she's upset? What if she thinks I'm selfish? What if she doesn't ask me for anything again? Then Maya pressed send. A few minutes passed. Her phone buzzed. Maya slowly picked it up. The message said, "No worries, I understand." That's it. No argument, no guilt trip, no drama. Maya stared at the screen, and then she laughed. All those years, she had been terrified of a reaction that never came. And that's the trap of people pleasing. Sometimes we're not actually afraid of saying no. We're afraid of what someone's reaction to our no might mean to about us. We think, if they're disappointed, I've done something wrong. If they're upset, I'm selfish. If they don't need me, maybe I'm not valuable. But here's the truth. Someone else's disappointment is not proof that you made the wrong decision. Let that sink in. You can disappoint someone and still be a good person. You can say no and still be loving. You have you can have boundaries and still have a big heart. Maya learned that there is a huge difference between being needed and being valuable. If someone only appreciates you when you're useful to them, you don't have to spend your life chasing that approval. And Maya discovered something even more powerful. A healthy relationship can survive an honest no. The people who truly care about you may be disappointed sometimes, but they won't require you to destroy your peace just to prove that you love them. Maya didn't just become selfish. She didn't stop helping people. She didn't stop caring. She simply stopped abandoning herself to prove she was a good person. And that's the difference. Being kind doesn't mean being constantly available. Being generous doesn't mean giving until there's nothing left for you to give. And loving people doesn't mean caring everything for them. So the next time someone asks you, hey, can you do me a quick favor? Don't rush. Don't automatically say yes. Pause. Take a breath and ask, do I actually want to do this? Do I have the energy for this? And most importantly, am I saying yes because I want to? Or because I'm afraid to say no? Because sometimes the hardest person to disappoint is yourself. And remember this, you don't have to earn love by being endlessly available. You don't have to exhaust yourself to prove you're kind. And you don't have to make everyone happy to be a good person. So here's the thought of the day. Don't say yes to everyone else so often that your own life becomes a no. Because sometimes the person you've been trying hardest not to disappoint is a person you see in the mirror. And that's the story of Maya. Brings us something deeper about human psychology. Maybe Maya's story isn't really about learning to say no. Maybe it's about learning that your worth doesn't depend on how useful you are to other people. You don't have to be everyone's rescuer. You don't have to be available all the time. And you certainly don't have to sacrifice your peace just to keep someone else comfortable. So, tonight, ask yourself one simple question. Where in my life am I saying yes when my heart is asking me to say no? Because sometimes the most important person you need to stop disappointing is yourself.